Hey Bram Chemistry Kids, it's Miss Morel, and today we're going to look at doing this sheet on section 10.3 moles of compounds. So we'll start out looking up here at the top, and it tells us the molar mass, which is also the weight that we'll find on our periodic table for these same elements. We see pictures, so we know that CH4 is methane, and that the CHCl3 is trichloromethane, as we see up here at the top. So we've got two different molecules we'll be focusing on. So we'll start out here. What elements and how many atoms of each does a molecule of methane have? So we know that it has 1 carbon, and we can look and see that it has 4 hydrogens. Then we go to the next one. What elements of this one? So we can see there's 1 carbon, there's 1 hydrogen, and there are 3 chlorines. Then, how many moles of each element are in a mole of methane? So when we do that, it's just exactly the same, but rather than saying atoms, we say moles. So carbon is still 1 mole, and hydrogen is 4 moles. For the next one, it's the same thing. How many moles? So carbon is 1 mole, and hydrogen is 1 mole, and chlorine is 3 moles. Now this gets a little harder. Which of the following values represents the number of carbon atoms in 1 mole of methane? So if we're looking at 1 mole of methane, and we're talking about carbon up here, we can see that there's just 1 carbon. So 1 mole, we know that 1 mole equals this number here. So 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Now the next one is a little harder. Which of the following values represents the number of chlorine atoms in 1 mole of trichloromethane? So it could be any of these values, but to calculate this, we have to look at how many chlorines there are. And so there are 3 chlorines. So we're going to take 3 and we're going to multiply that. So 3 moles and 1 mole, with that at the bottom, of chlorine. There are 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And so that would tell us how many atoms there are. So, and this should be atoms. We multiply that out, and we would get this, 1.81 times 10 to the 24th. Going on to the next one, which the following represents a molar mass of methane. So to do that, we would just add up that carbon is 12.01, and we know that hydrogen is 1.008. Nope, 1.01 is what it's rounded to here. So then we are going to just multiply that out. So 12 plus 1.01 times 4. And so we would calculate that out, and we would find that that equals the 16.05. 0.05 grams per mole. Then our last one that tells us the molar mass of the chloromethane. Which of the following values represents the number of molecules in 101 grams of the substance? So if we have 101 grams of CH3Cl, we'll do this. Which of the following values represent the number of molecules? So then we have to do some converting. So we know that so we have to put grams down here. So we know the molar mass is 50.49 grams per 1 mole. So we'll put that at the top so that the grams cancel out. Now we have moles here, but we want to figure out the number of molecules. So then we'll put 1 molecule down here, and that we would put 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, because that's how many molecules are always in 1 mole. And we would get our answer of 1.2 times 10 to the 24th molecules, or atoms. Either one would be fine. So hopefully that makes sense. Come see me if you have questions. Take good care, guys. Wash your hands.